And you know what? I'm blaming my partner because he is a restless sleeper. He is a crap sleeper. Hello friends, I'm the Pink Veggie. If you're into health, fitness and looking your best, please subscribe for weekly videos. So of course I'm not a doctor or a paediatrician or a nurse or any sort of person. I'm just a parent and this has worked for me. Or I should say, these have worked for my daughter. Today's video is not one that fits in with my usual theme of things that I review and talk about. And when I bought the tablets, I certainly wasn't thinking of doing a review or doing a video about them, but they've worked so well, like my partner and I are so happy that something's working for once. I just felt like I had to share the news with people. I'm sure that lots of people know about these, but if you don't, then I'll tell you my story. If you're an adult that doesn't sleep well or a parent with kids that doesn't sleep well, today's video is probably for you. So my daughter is nearly 6, and for 80% to 90% of the bedtimes in the last 6 years, bedtime has been a struggle. She is not a kid who sleeps easily. She's allergic to sleep. And if you're a parent with kids who are allergic to sleep, you're my people, so you know what I'm talking about. We have tried so many things. I've been putting off trying these, but they have worked so amazingly well. So I'll tell you our story from the very beginning. When I had her, I was in hospital for 3 nights, and every morning the midwife would come in and say, "Hi love, how many hours sleep did you get last night?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, maybe 4 hours." And the nurse would look at me like, "Oh, you poor thing," and you don't know what you've got yourself in for. So yeah, from the very start, she did not sleep. Up until even a few years ago, I was surprised. Somebody said to me, "Oh, the newborn stage is so easy because they just sleep all the time." I'm like, "No, they don't." "Yeah, newborns sleep all the time." "No, they don't." "Well, mine didn't sleep all the time." So ever since she was born into this world, she has had trouble sleeping. Of course, most babies have trouble sleeping at night time until they get their days and nights sorted out, but most newborns sleep a lot through the day, and that's mostly what they do is nap, but not my girl. And while she was a newborn, she wouldn't nap anywhere besides in the carrier, strapped to me, and had to be standing up. I would try to sit down, I would try to just gingerly, very delicately, slowly perch myself on the arm of the lounge chair, and sometimes I could do that, but mostly when she was napping, I had to have her strapped onto me and walk around, and that's the only way she would nap. When she got to about 6 months, the only way she would nap was in the car, because at 6 months it was Christmas here and it is sweltering hot, so we would just drive her around in the car and drive and drive and drive. And I know some people will say that's creating bad sleep associations, but when you're a parent with a kid that doesn't sleep and you've tried everything and that's the only way they will sleep, that's what you do. Even though the daytime naps were still pretty crap, when she was about 2 months old, she started sleeping some really good chunks at night time, up to like 7-8 hours a night, and we were like, "This is fine, we can handle this. Daytimes are hard, but this is fine." And then, of course, nobody tells you, the 4 months hit, and you're up at 2 o'clock, not sleeping, Googling, "Why is my 4-month-old not sleeping?" And you find out about the 4-month-old sleep regression. So from 4 months to 2 years, it was just hell. I was a zombie, and I went back to work part-time when she was 7 months old, and then soon into full-time. And to be honest, if mums go back to work and they've got a job where they have to think, I don't know how it works. I've told many people I'm so lucky that I had a job that didn't require brain power when I went back to work, because I was the walking dead. So when she was just over 2 years old, she did start sleeping through, but getting her to sleep at night time was still a struggle every night, just an ordeal every night. So from the start, we've tried so many things to help her sleep, like so many things. The first thing we bought was that Lulla doll. It's quite creepy to me. It's a doll, and it plays a recording of a woman breathing and her heartbeat. It's it sounds a bit like Darth Vader, and it's just a bit creepy, but kids are supposed to love it, and it makes them feel relaxed like they're back in the womb. For her, it didn't do anything, so that was cheap. They're not cheap. So that was a big waste of money, that was. We used a diffuser with aromatherapy essential oils, and that did nothing, absolutely nothing. We used a salt lamp, and that did nothing. I tried the tart cherry juice, and that did nothing. I tried white noise. I had an old phone and I would YouTube white noise and play it, and that really did nothing either. And did you know that you can get different colours of noise? There's not just white noise, there's brown noise, and we tried that, and there's pink noise, and we tried that as well, and none of them did anything. As she got older, we've had 15 million different nightlights. I've tried Epsom salts in a bathtub because they're supposed to be high in magnesium, or I think that's how they're supposed to work. But they did nothing. She enjoyed them because I'd sprinkle them on her and tell her it was snowing, but they didn't help her sleep at all. They didn't help her get to sleep. I've tried kids' bedtime stories, just playing on YouTube in the background. I've tried kids' meditation, just playing on YouTube in the background, and they both do nothing. It's bedtime stories. She likes for us to tell her bedtime stories, but she wants to know what they're about. And it doesn't work because I'll start something and she demands to know what it's going to be about. And I'll say this, and she'll say no. I'll give her another idea and she'll say no, not that. Another idea, no, not that. And I'll say, well, okay, you think of an idea for a bedtime story and tell me. And she can't think of anything. So that didn't work either. There were a few occasions where it did work. We found a bedtime story idea that she liked and I told her, and she's drifted off, but it was very hit and miss. So that gets us up to the most recent efforts. I bought this sleep tea. It's chamomile and peppermint, spearmint and lemon peel. So chamomile mostly. She did give it a go, she tried it, but she didn't like the taste, so couldn't use that. And when the tea didn't work, we've tried these tablets, the Swiss, Rest and Restore. They are chamomile and magnesium. She will eat them, she likes them, she enjoys eating them, but they didn't do anything to help her get to sleep. And of course I've tried the just lay there, pretend I'm asleep, close my eyes and just go, be quiet, be still, shh, be quiet, be still, shh, relax, shh, be quiet, and nothing. I'll say, shh, close your eyes, be still, shh, close your eyes. And for the last couple of years she's been saying, I can't close my eyes. And when she first started saying it, I thought she was banging it on, really I did. But it's been persistent over the last couple of years. She says, I can't close my eyes. I try to close them and they just open. She's a smart kid and she's good at articulating what she needs. So when I would tell her to be quiet, be still, close your eyes, she would say, I can't close my eyes, you need to teach me how to sleep. And I'd be like, baby, I can't teach you how to sleep. I can't make a person go to sleep. You just need to close your eyes and relax. Well, you need to teach me. And she was getting very distressed some nights. And so as the last thing to try, I bought kids melatonin. I know this is probably more popular in countries other than Australia because you can't get it over the counter at a normal chemist in Australia. I had to get this online. Hi there, Editing Tracy here. I did find this article by the Sydney Morning Herald that says the TGA ruled against over-the-counter melatonin for kids because parents might basically give it out willy-nilly to kids and not have proper actual medical sleep problems diagnosed by a doctor, which frankly I think is a bit of a cop-out. And they state that they're worried about parents buying their melatonin online because it probably is from dodgy sources. The website I got this from seems to be reputable. I've bought from them before and the brand seems to be reputable. The most commonly prescribed dosage apparently by a GP is 2 milligrams and these are 1 milligrams. So I'm quite happy to use these. And this is the brand I bought. I'm not sure if there's any difference between brands, but this is what we got. It's from ages 4 and up and she's nearly 6. So I thought it would be okay to give her a try on these. And it says non-habit forming, so that was the other thing. I didn't want her to have to rely on something to go to sleep, but I was hopeful that this was the only thing I hadn't tried. The instructions say give it to the child half an hour before bed. I usually do about an hour to half an hour. And when she lies down in bed, she is a different kid. Before, it was just, she's never been one of those kids that gets tired and winds down and starts to get drowsy. She would just wind up and get crazier and crazier as she got tired. So when you get her in bed, her brain's just going a million miles an hour. And when she's been on these melatonin, she's been on them for about a week, and she is out within about 5 minutes. You can just tell that her brain is not going a million miles an hour, and she's more relaxed, and I swear it's just like a different kid. So given the fact that she's nearly 6 and we have tried everything else that I could possibly think of or Google or find to try, and these were our last resort, they have worked so amazingly well. I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that I got these and tried them. So I'm not saying to do it, I'm not saying not to do it. I just wanted to share with you because we have been just like blown away with how good they are. And you know what? I'm blaming my partner because he is a restless sleeper. He is a crap sleeper. I can go to sleep in 5 minutes when my head touches the pillow and I can sleep anywhere. But my partner is not. He will toss and turn all night and his brain doesn't stop. So I'm blaming him. I'm hoping in the future that we'll be able to wean her off of them, and it might kickstart her body doing what it's supposed to do, producing its own melatonin. So hopefully we can do that. I don't want her to be on these for life, but we'll see what the future holds. And that is my video for today. I hope you found it useful. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe. I don't usually talk about this sort of stuff. Subscribe anyway. Leave a comment. Have you used kids melatonin? Have you used other things that worked? What's worked for you? And I'll see you next week.